Ukraine is a country of real fashion buffs. Ukrainians are not afraid to experiment with their style. Walking around Ukraine's capital, Kiev, one can meet well-dressed men and women that make you want to take a photo with them. Ukrainians are very talented, creative, and ambitious. In recent years, the Ukrainian fashion industry has grown significantly and continues developing. In the near future, Ukraine will set the tone in the fashion world. Gloss is a new fashionable program that covers Ukrainian fashion. Gloss tells the world about fashionable Ukraine. Today's program focuses on minimalism in clothing. Why did this seemingly simple style win the hearts of Ukrainians and the entire world? We will learn about Ukrainian designers who prefer simple style in creating their collections. What unique design piece was created by Ukrainians that has no equals in the world, and who is its creator? And in a special rubric, our stylist offers several professional pieces of advice. The first attempts to make image simple were made in the 1920s. Those times were marked by the end of World War I and the liberation of women from the role of housewives. This had a huge impact on their attire. Lush and pretentious clothing was replaced by the simplicity and practicality of clothing. At first glance, the legendary Coco Chanel became one of the first founders of this fashionable style. The name speaks for itself. This style includes a minimum of colors and decorative elements of image. The simple fact is that this style combines simplicity with chic, while gloss is replaced by elegance. In the 1960s, the fad of minimalism in the fashion world was very popular among Hollywood actress Audrey Hepburn and US First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. In the modern world, minimalism gained even more followers, including among Ukrainian fashion buffs. The art of minimalism was a powerful fashion trend that started in the 1990s. Katerina Orehova is a personal shopper and image maker. She helps people find their own style. She creates appropriate images for special events. She accompanies them and selects clothing during shopping. If necessary, she gives professional advice, and she knows everything about fashion. I prefer minimalism in clothing, which has a simple cut and as a rule is always functional. It's always monochrome. It's black, white, beige, dark blue, and for this reason many designers today work in this direction. In order to create win-win collections, fashion designers have to feel the trends, attitudes, and movements in society and culture. This helps them anticipate fashion in advance. But there are designers who continue creating in one direction and create within it something new. As a rule, designers in minimalism do not like too much attention and applause. I try to avoid excess movements, but minimalism is very suitable for such people like me. Minimal art also suits my desire to be far from publicity, because I cannot stand any redundancy. Fedor Wazyanov is a Ukrainian designer. With a certificate of a linguist and experience in the military service, he decided to devote his life to fashion and art. His brand was founded in 1998. The designer creates exclusively women's clothing and accessories. The main features of the brand are simplicity, bold experiments with a cut, and anti-glamour. While creating his collections, Wazyanov does not think of their commercial success or public recognition. He considers fashion an art and a great opportunity to express himself. When I created clothing, I was not interested in such components of the fashion world as shows and demonstrations. I did not really care about them. I was interested only in clothing. I believe that collections reduce the importance of every single piece. The art of minimalism is one of the avant-garde trends and the most reserved in its manifestation. I've developed my own definition for avant-garde. It's something beyond the limits of someone's interest. If we talk about clothing or fashion, avant-garde is something out of this sphere.
The
boundaries in which I work are still free for me. Moreover, neither I nor somebody else established them.
А никого другого, кто мог бы их установить, тоже не было.
Avant-garde, or so-called conceptual clothing, is out of time and out of trend. It is absolutely unique. It can only be perceived as an object of art, but avant-garde can be very entertaining. For example, the works of Ukrainian designer Zalewski, or very minimalistic-like clothing that Vazyanov creates. When creating new collections, designers look for inspiration in the most unexpected places. Someone is inspired by objects of art, while someone else needs to travel to the edge of the world, catch Your Highness the Muse by the tail. Fedor Vazyanov did not have to travel far to find what he sought. His source of inspiration was very close to his heart. It was the works of the Ukrainian artist Kazimir Malevich that inspired him to create collections. In 2009, I made my first collection based on Malevich's works. He is important to me, undoubtedly, as an avant-garde artist, because he crossed borders in his particular sphere of design and art. I truly feel that he is much more than an artist. If you see something unusual, something that transcends the boundaries of the norm, you see in it an idea for a design. This person was deeply involved in this object. The dress he created really looks like a masterpiece of art. I greatly respect these designers, because they are thinkers, philosophers. Each design show is full of feelings, emotions, and experiences of its creator, and has its own specific idea. The works by playwright Nikolai Gogol inspired Fedor Vazyanov to create the Fall-Winter 2017 to 2018 fashion collection. The Ukrainian designer showed old Ukrainian clothing in a totally new and ironic way that was never seen before. His main character was a Ukrainian model with special physical needs named Alexandra Kutas, who opened the show as V and became the main image of the collection. This was a purely aesthetic step, because Sasha perfectly fit the image of V. The fact is she has a very imposing glare that allowed her to grip the attention of the entire audience. Our show was so successful that people from 53 countries gave their positive feedback on the spectacle, and according to some ratings of the show, Sasha entered the top 5 of world models with physical disabilities. Today it is quite difficult to surprise the fashion world, but art and creativity have no limits. Fedor Vazyanov constantly undertakes experiments and challenges new world fashion. The Ukrainian designer has developed several fundamentally new inventions. We have a patented skirt, and some other concepts are in the process. That is, we make or invent something, and this is precisely what attracts viewers. I call this adaptable clothing. In terms of design, it's not even fashion, but an ideal piece that can be adapted to any size. And this skirt adapts. We have definitely created some fashion items that are first in the world. And I hope that people all over the world will also take interest in our creations. How to create a minimal art image using your own wardrobe. It's not difficult. Today, our experts will help you with this style without turning to a stylist for advice. There are several monophonic pieces of a simple cut in each wardrobe, even if one likes bright and sparkling things. You should remember several rules to conform to this image. Emphasize figure or have a straight silhouette. Color should not be bright, but monophonic and fabric should be natural. Having one basic thing, one can create several amazing looks. As a basis, we take black trousers of a simple cut, black or dark blue jeans, or a tube skirt. We can combine this with a turtleneck, a white or black shirt of a simple cut, a pullover or a jacket. As for footwear, we can use sports shoes, ankle boots or slippers. You can combine this with clothing from your wardrobe. In look number 1 we combine jeans plus a shirt plus sneakers. Look number 2 includes a tube skirt plus a turtleneck plus ankle boots. Look number 3 consists of pants plus a pullover plus slippers. It looks very simple, but at the same time it is tasteful and elegant. Further in the program, we will give you a chance to meet Ukrainian designers who make minimalistic art collections and hold unusual fashion shows. We will also give our viewers the opportunity to listen to what our experts in this style have to say, and they will share their professional advice. The 1990s were the years of fashion experiments. Ukrainian fashion designers preferred colorful pieces and liked to mix styles. This did not always conform to the laws of fashion. Today, Ukrainians choose convenience and comfort. A huge wardrobe with tons of clothing is no longer in trend. We often prefer simplicity to kitsch in the choice of clothing. That is a part of the audience that is Slavic in heart, and it loves colors. If you are not oriented towards adorning yourself with additional decorations, you simply have to choose comfortable and simple clothing, because you can adorn it yourself. Minimalist art should be deep down in the soul. Of course, one must be aware of and understand this style. Olena Przonska is a Ukrainian designer. This is the first brand of women's clothing in Ukraine, which mainly focuses on creating outerwear. The brand was established in 2010. Its main features are simplicity, constructive cuts, and things transformers in summer collections. Minimalism avoids superfluity in details such as complex cuts, but welcomes a clear silhouette. If we're talking about elegant modern clothing, minimalistic art allows to look dressy, expensive, and at the same time of the required level thanks to technology. This is because ideal cuts and expensive fabrics are used in it. Our brand doesn't follow fashion and fashion trends. We try to make clothing that is out of fashion and beyond the times. And we say that Przonska's outerwear is like an investment, and we improve our quality and try to make such clothing to hand them down through generations. Przonska's brand is specialized on things transformers. It is when one detail can easily change the outer appearance. The designer applies this concept directly to her summer collections. We place a major accent on working with outerwear. That is the main feature of our work, and I want Ukrainian or European clients to understand, for example, how to use outerwear in the summer season. For this purpose, in our summer collections, we make things transformers. It can be both light coats for windy autumn weather and a dress if you wrap a belt around it, hence the term things transformers. Olena Przonska's brand belongs to the so-called intellectual fashion category. The designer always shows interesting performances that have the aim of demonstrating not only collections, but making viewers contemplate. I always consider theater as a key element of inspiration, and even after graduating from university, I wanted to work in the theater. I like going to see performances in theaters. In this way, my love for theater is to a certain degree manifested in such our fashion shows. Clothing and our collections are also a way of self-expression. Like artists, we also invest our time, efforts, feelings, knowledge, and inspiration into clothing. Stylist shopper Yevgeny Kotenko will tell you how to correctly and effectively combine colors and texture when you're choosing clothing made in the minimalistic art style. Minimalistic art is characterized by simple, straight silhouettes and monochromatic colors, although designers often use bright colors. For example, this dress with its simple geometrical forms is complemented with bright color solutions. This ensemble of white color, which is classical for minimalistic art, is enriched by geometry, and extended trousers accentuate the fragile silhouette. Meanwhile, this set of clothing is a live embodiment of Malevich's black square and red square. The fashion industry in Ukraine is constantly moving onward. It moves with the times and is developing. The next Gloss programs will continue introducing you to Ukrainian fashion, more about Ukrainian fashion, more fashionable tips, interviews with top Ukrainian designers, backstage of Ukrainian fashion industry, and so on. Watch the Gloss program on UATV a week from now. Be chic and in touch with the latest fashion.